You know, for the homesteader, farmer, gardener, rancher, we are at the mercy of Mother Nature. Sometimes not mercy, maybe it's not the best word, but we're definitely at her discretion and at her whim when it comes time to doing things. Well, I'm late doing something that I've just been waiting on a little rain, and we've gotten a little bit, going to get a little bit more. It's time to plant ryegrass. This is a cedar I've had for probably 20 years. I will fertilize with it, but first of all, we got to plant some ryegrass, and we got to get it fixed up. It's been sitting here for many, many years, just like it sits right now. And we're going to fix it up. We're going to get it ready to go and start planting some ryegrass. I'm late doing it, but had to wait on the Lord. He knows best.
Out there.
So I need to make sure everything's still working. Probably check the gearbox for grease or for lube. For sure, check it's got a handle here that determines how wide the opening at the bottom is, how much product is dumping out, whether it be fertilizer or ryegrass. So that has to be checked. Make sure it's working. One thing I'm going to have to check is the PTO. I need to first of all make sure everything's going good. I don't see any restrictions. That seems really free. I will grease this. It's got a grease cert on it. And then I've also got to look at the other part of the shaft. I've already pulled it off. I put some Ospo on it to break the rust up a little bit. But I'm going to go over there and wire brush this because I really want this to get a lot prettier, a lot better, so it'll slide in and out. You can tell it's a little tight. So when I put grease on here, it will also grease the inside of this. But I just need to put a light layer, well, not so light, a layer of grease on it, all around it, and then we'll apply it to the other side. And you can do this with any PTO shaft you got. If you got one that's kind of sticking on you, not letting you go in and out right with it, or getting a little rusty, or just for storage reasons, just a great idea to do this for storage too. So this will be going up in here. Of course, you're gonna get some grease bubbling up here. I'll try to work it back down in there because I want the grease to be on the inside of this thing, not on the outside. But that will mean that, you know, as you're driving, you raise or lower your implement, the shaft is going to go in and out somewhat. So this will help with that and help keep it from getting stuck next time. Well, that's a pretty sight. It's about 150 pounds of ryegrass seed, Oregon grown ryegrass seed. Yes, Oregon can give us some good things. Okay, gonna go out and spread it. So as we're driving down there, I don't know whether I explained it or not, but one of the reasons I say I'm late is because you got to have the right daytime temperatures. You got to have water on it. We've had no water. So right now I'm getting misted on. Misted on is great for the grass on the ground, not so great for the grass in the hopper. So hopefully we don't make it sticky where it won't fall down and, you know, get distributed, right? So let's get down in here. I've got several places where I'm going to put it that I've scratched up during the cleanup when the tornado came and the heavy equipment came. I've been down here working hours and hours and hours to try to scrape it off with a box blade, with a rake. I'm trying to decide whether I want to come back on this with a landscape rake. It would be a good idea, but if we're gonna get rain right on top of it, it's really not necessary for ryegrass to be raked in. I know we're all used to either raking stuff in or seeding it and drilling it, things like that, but not really absolutely necessary for ryegrass. I've set the hopper to medium, right in the middle kind of, and hopefully that will give us what we need. So I'm gonna start doing this. I'll turn the camera back on and show you spreading a little bit of it. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but I'm gonna turn the device on by doing so. I mean, I'm opening it up. I'm gonna turn the PTO on, rev up a little bit, not a whole lot, but we'll try to get some spread. So the PTO is on. I'll open up the bin with this lever and we'll start planting grass. Get to a place I don't want to plant, I'll turn it off like that. Back on. So I put some fertilizer in it now that I'm through with the seed, just to help it give it get rooted faster, deeper roots, hold that soil together. This is some triple 13 and 10-20-10 and triple 13 on top of that. This is old fertilizer, probably 2-3 years old. I've had several bags laying around, and they're going on the ground now, and I'll be done with them. Spread them just like I did the grass seed. Well, we're done now. Rinsed it out real good. Make sure everything was purged out of this. Make sure all the fertilizer was wiped off or washed off the blades there, the blades that whip it out. And because fertilizer will rust your stuff quick. I mean, you got to rinse it off good, wash it off good. Power wash would be best. I just didn't do it. But man, fertilizer will absolutely make it rust. And this is old, so it's got rust on it anyway. I'm gonna come in here. I bought some paint, some Rust-Oleum red oxide primer. I'm gonna come in here when it dries up and spray all the rust spots and try to slow that down a little bit. But by and large, you know, for as old as it is, it don't look too bad. I think I'm gonna store it inside, under roof rather, from now on, and then maybe I can get a few more years out of it. I mean, it was fine in the pasture upside down. I believe I'm gonna store it right side up, just like it's sitting right now. Just sit it on the ground and store it like that on under roof. So hopefully that'll make it it'll make it easier to pick up next time and to use, and might make it better as far as rust prevention, stuff like that, to have it under roof. Won't get rained on unless it's just a blowing rain. Anyway, got her done. You know, will the grass seed come up? I don't know. We're gonna see. Certainly hope it does, and that way we can not have as much runoff because my land slopes everywhere, just about, and just trying to keep the erosion from happening where the dozer and the excavator came through, and then I've come through with the box blade trying to straighten out all the stuff they left, you know, the holes where they pulled up trees and things like that. I've done, man, hours and hours, dozens of hours of work on the tractor in the last couple of months. So filling in that stuff, but again, it's loose dirt, so we want to try to keep it from washing downhill, which is dirt is prone to doing. And hopefully this planting the grass will help that. So glad you rode along with me. Hope you got some idea of what it takes to plant ryegrass, winter grass. It's got to be done at a time where you're getting rain and a time when it's not so dang hot. If you're in the south, you know, 90 degrees, 95 degrees, if it does pop up, 95 degrees is going to burn it up. And you don't want that. You don't want all your work to be done for nothing. That's why I've waited so long, and that's why I was late in planting. But we got her done now, and I will show you the the results. You know, when we get when the grass comes up, I'll go out there and show you. I'll show you it peeking through, and hopefully it'll do real well. Hopefully it was good enough coverage. Had a trouble with it, you know, dumping too much in some places, not enough in some places. My little stick would fall down, and depending on how far I had it raised, that would also determine how open the slots were at the bottom, and I need to deal with that next time. This time it just kind of took me by surprise, and we'll work on it next time. But done good, I think, and we'll see. And we'll go.